Welcome, everyone. It's like, wow, has it been a long, long time? I'm Marlene from Pastime Pieces. Um, yeah, it's been, I think, since before Christmas and didn't intend for it to go that long, but like one thing after the other came up. But I'm very happy to be here today. I thought, okay, we're doing this no matter what. It is July 22nd, Monday, July 22nd. I'm alone. I said to Shelby, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do this because I had some announcements to make and I didn't want to wait any longer. So we'll get together again later and she can show some of her things that she's been working on. Yeah, what did I do in all those 6 months? January, we went to Florida. We usually do like right after New Year's. I close the shop for a couple of weeks and we go to Florida. We have a house there. And this year, my youngest son and his wife came with the twins. They were born, they just turned a year old. So they're about, yeah, 6 months old or so then. So they drove down and spent a good week with us, which was nice. Got to spend time with girls and yeah, we were limited to what we could do just because of naps and different things, but it was still nice to kind of give them a break too. So we did that in January, and then February, yeah, we started renovations in our house to do a kitchen. And like any other renovation, it's a nightmare because we totally gutted our kitchen and then partly into the living room. So everything was just, I mean, I knew ahead of time. And so I should have been more planned as far as like where I was going to put things and stuff. Just never got to that point. So literally everything just got thrown into bedrooms and laundry room and everywhere. And so they started on that. And yeah, I mean, made progress, but then it's, oh, this came up or they're not coming back for another week or so. So it took, yeah, till, the end of March, I think, before we were done. So a lot of where I sit in here and stuff was kind of just covered with our living room furniture and stuff. So no floss tubes or anything were going to happen then. Then in March, we went to the needlework market in Nashville first for a couple days to just kind of see all the new releases, meet all the designers. And then from there, we went on to Florida and then spent a week with our other 4 grandchildren that kind of meet us every year for March break. And so, yeah, we spent some time at the beach. I forget what we all did with them because as they get older, we find that we have to keep them busier than just hanging out at the pool every day. There's tennis courts and things like that, so they had fun with that. But I think we did go out here and there quite a bit. So that was March, and then April was the Stitch North cross stitch retreat that I vended at. So just the prep and stuff for that. It was really good. I was in the first session, I believe. So there's like 200 attendees the first session and 200 attendees the second session. I'm only allowed to vend at the first one, and my time is done. Unless she doesn't find another vendor. I mean, I'm more than willing to go, but she's trying to give some of the other vendors a chance. And then we had Grandparents' Day, where we went up to our 4 boys' school. You kind of see what they do. They put on a program, so we did that. Then May, I can't recall anything that I've done specifically in May. And then in June, 5 other shops and myself, we do a quilt crawl. So you plan a technique and then everyone travels from shop to shop to get a stamp and you can win prizes and different things like that. So that was prepped and stuff for June. And then July, I just got back on Wednesday night from visiting our daughter and her husband in England for a week and then going on to Switzerland and traveling around there for a week. And it was absolutely beautiful. We did a train journey, so we took the Glacier Express up into the mountains and then did a Bernina Express, which is more mountains and valleys. And yeah, it was just absolutely beautiful. And we had fantastic weather. The last day we were getting ready to leave to go to the airport. And we thought, okay, we'll go up in the gondola and just kind of go up there in the town that we were staying at. And it started to spit a little bit and the clouds just went whoosh and everything was like white. You couldn't see a thing. And so I thought, well, there's no point in going up any higher because we can't see anything here. So we went back down and then went to the airport. But we were very fortunate that we could see everything and do everything that we wanted. And the weather was actually warmer than what I thought it was going to be. England was cooler, but Switzerland was warmer. So yeah, so that was all the travels and the different activities going on. So I know a lot of you have been waiting and wondering, okay, when's you going to do a floss tube again? So I have a lot to share. First of all, I want to share that I am doing a cross stitch retreat. The dates are Friday, October 18th, kind of starting at 1 o'clock, going till Sunday, October 20th till 2. It's in London, Ontario. It's at a retreat center called the Michelite Retreat Center. I call it Simply Stitching Retreat because it's simple in everything. Like it's relaxed, but it's simple accommodations as well. It's more of a dorm style, so you could share a room or not share a room. There's single beds, and then you share showers and stuff. There are a few private rooms. I think maybe I have one private room left that has its own bathroom en suite, but otherwise all the rest are shared. I will put a link below of how to find out about it or info about it and how to sign up. But I'm really hoping that some of you will get to join us. And I want to stress, because I've talked to some of my cross stitchers that, I see here, and I think they feel too intimidated to go to a retreat because they feel like I got to be a really great cross stitcher, because I don't want anybody to see, how I do it. And it's relaxed, it's simple. It's like, there's Ada stitchers, there's linen stitchers, there's some that do, all coverage, but there's a lot that we just like simple, quick design, strictly relaxing. And everybody does it differently. There's no right or wrong way of doing cross stitch. And I mean, if we can help you with some tips and tricks that maybe will make it easier for you, we're glad to share that. But really, it's like you stitch the way you stitch, and that's it. It's more the camaraderie and to get inspired, seeing what other people are stitching, and just chit-chatting. We said you always make a friend when you've got the similar interest. And so with the group of us together, you're all instantly friends. So I hope you'll join me. I still have some room left. So I'm looking, for a few more people. I'm not making it jam-packed full or anything like that. If you'd like to join us, there's still room. So, and all the meals are catered. So you don't have to think about cooking or any of that kind of thing. And because it's more of a simple style, the price is really good. And I'm going to do, some demos. There's some, giveaways. I'll be setting up my shop there. So there's some shopping. If you want to do a smalls exchange, you can do that. There's a swag bag. You can bring some of your stitching for a show and tell. I'm just trying to do a little bit of everything so that there's, an education part to it, and then a fun part, and who doesn't like winning things and stuff. So, so I hope you'll join me. So that is October 18th to October the 20th. So I thought I'd do that at the beginning so I don't forget. So yeah, so what have I been stitching and what have I been finishing? It took a bit to kind of figure all that out, and I'm sure that I'm missing some things, but we'll just add that on later. So first of all, I think the last time we did a video, I was talking about, I was going to do the 12 by 12 for the New Year's Eve starts. And so I did work on some of those, but I didn't work on all of them. I like working on a lot of different projects, but then once I start working on something and I'm enjoying it, I have a hard time putting it away and grabbing something else. I find I don't get as much done if I, stitch on 2 or 3 things a night. I'm better off, putting chunks of time in. So this was one of the things I was going to work on, wanted to work on. This is from Pansy Patch, Quilt and Stitchery. This is a Stitcher's Retreat house. It's a cute design. I'll show you mine. I did mine on 36 count 1/2 on Vintage Country Mocha and DMC threads. They're all DMC. I think the way that she designs it sometimes makes it look like there's variegated in there, but they're all DMC. So yeah, I really liked working on this one. I did change some of the things. The scissors and the needle was just too ghosted on my fabric, and so I darkened that up a little bit. I had my husband cut the frame down that I had, and I mean, here everything always looks a little skew, but it's not exactly square. But it looks like it, and it's fine for what I'm happy with it. So that is Stitcher's Retreat House by Pansy Patch. So that was one fully finish I did. I think I had a lot of it stitched. But I know when I took it to Florida, I did finish the stitching there. Then I did, this was on mine, was Pierre Noel. Oops, I'll show the chart first. Pierre Noel, this is by Hands On Design. I just loved it. I saw Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch had done it, and she had changed the colors up a little bit, and so I tried to see what she did, and I did change up the colors a little bit too. So it's on charcoal, 32 count charcoal. And there is my finish. I think the blue is a little brighter. I used kind of like a teal blue, and but yeah, I really like it. And then I just finished it as a flat fold and put a little ribbon in there. But I just fell in love with that design when I saw it, so I really liked that. So that is Pierre Noel. We do kit some of the things, so I did kit it with the threads that I used. It's $35.75 for the kit, including the chart, and it has the fabric and the finishing fabric, and yeah, like just everything you need to finish it in there. So if anyone is interested in that, just let me know. And I'm just going to throw this stuff on the floor. This is from Tiny Modernist. I've done, I think, 1 other or 2 others of the Little Mouse series. This is Mouse's Love Letter. So for Valentine's Day, I thought it'd be kind of cute to do a little something Valentine Day-ish. And so this is my finish. So it is Bo Peep, Bo Peep, Ada by Zygarde. And then the threads are, some DMC, some weeks, and then because I did it on holidays and I couldn't switch one of the colors, because I believe this on the chart is white, and because this pink is really light, the white just didn't show at all. So I stitched it with 2 different strands of gray that I had, like a darker gray and a lighter gray, and I just kind of blended those and stitched those. I didn't put the wings on the heart at the top because they were white as well. So these little wings up here, I just put an arrow there. Yeah, just kind of changed up a little bit according to the threads and things that I had. And then I just did it as a flat fold and just put it on this little clipboard thing so I can change them out to whatever the season is. She's got a whole series, pretty well every season. I pulled one the other day. It was like Mouse's Laundry Day, which is really cute too. So they're really cute and they stitch up really quickly. So that is Mouse's Love Letter. So that was one of my 12 by 12 as well. I know that. So far, 3 of those were ones that I was going to do as 12 by 12. This was another one that I know I was doing. Because I had started it, this is Everyday Things by Heart and Hand. And I started it and then, oh my goodness, did I ever have a lot of mistakes in it. And they were pretty significant mistakes. And, oh yeah, because I think that's right. I showed one and was doing the border and I cut it too short here and I wasn't finished doing my words. And so it did not fit. So all like this had to come out. And then I didn't use variegated for the, for some of it. And for the roof, it was, just didn't like it as the DMC. So I took that out, took all the pink out, I think, and changed it to Tennessee Red Clay. Yeah, Tennessee Red Clay and Barn Door. Those were 2 that I switched out. So here's my finish. And I'll hide it. I put little tags on everything for in the shop. So that way, you can look at it and know what linen I worked on it with and stuff like that. But yeah, the roof, I just felt it really needed the variegation. And then this, the tomato pin cushion, it just looks so much better in variegation. And then all these little flowers were variegated. So yeah, did it absolutely need it? No. But when I saw the pattern and saw that, yeah, in the hand, I guess too, I just felt like, yeah, it just made a big difference, I felt, to do the variegated. But I love this little pillow. It comes with a little wood heart there. I think that's the only add thing, because often her charts will have a little charm or something in it. But yeah, I love this little pillow. So it looks like we have it kitted as well for $47 with mostly DMC and then 2 Classic Color Works threads. So yeah, that's another finish. So that was also part of my 12 by 12. Let's see. This one, I'll show you in the book first. So this is Blackbird Designs Home for the Holidays. I love this book. It's got, yeah, all kinds of really nice charts. Actually, I'll just kind of show you. So this is a pretty famous chart. I mean, so many people have done it. It's called 'Tis the Season. And it was probably one of my more earlier projects when I got back into cross stitch that I worked on. And I just loved it. Now, looking back, so here it is framed. I couldn't get the Belle Soie, forget what it was called, apple something, thread for the bird. And I really wish I had held off and got that. Or I think I tried, I don't know how many different variegations, and I just didn't think that it was a cardinal color. So I ended up blending 2 threads together, which then doesn't really make it that variegated. So I mean, I still love it, but yeah, I would have liked to have seen a little more variegation in that bird. Also, the saying in the bottom was in French, and it was something about happy life or something, and I changed it to sing praises unto our Savior. I had seen someone else had done it, and so I charted it out and put it on there because I just really like that. I've seen a lot too where they just did another row of these white snowflakes up here, and I know the white doesn't show up real well, it's kind of ghosted, but I don't mind that. This frame I got from Michael's, at least at our Michael's in Canada. Back where the framing is, they usually hang up some frames that are oopsie frames, and no matter what size they are, they're $8. And so this frame was there, and I just loved this red and knew that it would probably work really well with this finish. But it was way too big, and I thought, oh, like that's tricky to cut through that fillet, I think these are called. So one of my customers, her husband does woodworking, and when I did a lot of tool painting, he was the one that did a lot of the wood pieces for our tool painting classes. And so I asked him if he would trim that frame down for me, or if he thought he could, and he said, well, he'll give it a try. And I said, if it doesn't work, it's only $8. It's no big deal. But he did, and he did a fabulous job. So I'm really happy about that because I really love that frame. So that was a Blackbird design. 'Tis the Season in the Home for the Holidays book. So yeah, so that was another thing. I had put it on my 12 by 12 because I hadn't done the words at the bottom. I believe I charted that out maybe just before I left on vacation and then finished it off when I was there. That's one thing when you go on vacation. If you take things that absolutely have to be done, there's no switching once you're there. So you have to work on those things. The other thing was, I believe, was Love and Joy, and I'm not sure because I think I already had this stitched, but I didn't finish it into a pillow. So this is 32 count Silvery Moon, and it's with Tennessee Red Clay thread, and it is a heartstring samplery chart. I think there's some companions that go with it. I used the Lady Dot velvet for the back, and then this actually is just yarn that I got from Michael's, like a chenille yarn. So yeah, I have a whole ball of it, but it's just inexpensive and it matched really well. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to get a ball of that. If anybody else needs any, then I can, yeah, pass it on. So yeah, really like that little pillow finish too. So I want to, yeah, do some of the other companions there. I stuff most of my things anymore with a combination of lizard litter, which is the crushed black walnuts, sawdust, and sometimes some fiber fill. I always do fiber fill at the end of my closure here so that I can seal off the crushed walnut shells so that it doesn't leak out of there. I always sew leaving an opening and then hand stitch it closed here. I like that look. Pillows most of the time, if you don't put a trim on, they kind of sit in their bowl anyway, so you don't see if your stitching's not absolutely perfect. Yeah, I know some, cut a hole back here, but then I just think like, I have a hard enough time getting this thing together, and now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna use to cover that little hole at the back. So yeah, I'm just gonna stitch that closed, and yeah, I love that. So that's one. So since we're talking about the chenille and stuff, then I did Spring Quaker. And I'm sure, yeah, like so many people have done this one. I had seen it at market and knew the lineups were huge. And so, yeah, by the time I got in there, this particular chart was sold out, but they were really good about getting them out quickly and mailing them to me. So also the thread that they used was, what was it called? And that's it. That's what they used. So that's what everybody wanted to use. But there's a lot of purples that are very close to this one. Oh, this was Crocus that they stitched it on. I went with Lilac. So there's my finish. Pretty well any purple that has some variegation, because I think it looks nice with the variegated threads. But yeah, I used Lilac instead of blooming crocus. And you definitely need 2 skeins, and it's really, really close. So it suggests that you buy 3 skeins, and probably should do that just so that you have the same dye lots. But yeah, I loved working on this. I really love the look of Quakers and stuff. So they also have several other designs, Quaker designs with it as well. And Shelby, when she comes, she'll show, because she changed out threads and stuff. So hers is more colorful, which is another option to do. So that is by Heart and Hand. No, this is Primrose Cottage. Primrose Cottage Spring Quaker. So that was another finish. That wasn't on my 12 by 12 because it was just new at market, but when you see these things, you just gotta, you just get sidetracked and say, yeah, I gotta do that. So that was another one. This one was finished, but I don't think I've shown it finished in a drum. I guess I better show you the chart first. This is Each Day. Each Day Provides. No, Each Day Row. This is a Bent Creek. So it says each day provides its own gifts. So I had seen it. No, actually she showed it on the back. And when I was at market and stuff too, I seen it in a drum. So I knew I wanted to make it into a drum. And Shelby finished it for me into a drum. And so yeah, I love it. So there it is in all its glory. Yeah, I really like the drum. She did such a fantastic job. And then it just has some blue fabric on the top and bottom that match. I stitched it in the overdyed Weeks, and yeah, Weeks 32 count light mocha. I pull and do kits for it in the DMC as well, because it is listed, but I don't know, like the overdyed just makes it, especially in the wording, the houses, like I think it's worth it to spend the money and do it with the overdyed. Just even the grass, like everything just kind of has that nice smooth look. I believe on the chart here, yeah, no, it looks like her sample, her chart cover looks like it's overdyed as well that she's used, but she does give you a DMC conversion. So that was another one finished. So I haven't kept track of how many got, but yeah, I've done a lot. This one is Chubby Bee. So when I was at market, Jeanette Douglas, she's such a fun lady. Oh my goodness. And she, I said, oh, I'm going to do a little video clip and stuff. And so she's there waving her hands and yeah, it was fun. So she had done her Chubby Bee and had a finish similar to this. And so when I was there in Florida, Hobby Lobby had this bee-shaped wood piece. It was white with some wording on it, but I thought, nope, that's perfect for this bee finish. So this is called Chubby Bee. I don't know where my chart is. I've got to order more because I'm out of all, because she has Chubby Bee, Chubby Fox, Chubby Bunny. Yeah, I got to get some more charts. But this is Chubby Bee by Jeanette Douglas. This was stitched on 40 count flannel flower with the called for overdyed. But yeah, just super cute. I know bees can be nasty, but they're such beautiful creatures as well. Like bumblebees aren't so bad as long as you leave them alone. Excuse me. But yeah, I just love any bee design. So that is, yeah, Chubby Bee by Jeanette Douglas. I'm keeping my glasses on, and these are just cheapy dollar store readers. I tried making an eye appointment this morning because I didn't realize, like, I'm just squinting all the time. So obviously I can't see. And I did get some new glasses a while back, and I don't like them. So I'm going to go back to, because of the appointment times that I couldn't get an appointment. So I went with a different optometrist, and I did not like, yeah, the experience, or yeah. So I'm going to go back to my original one, and hopefully I can get a pair of glasses that I can see distance and see close up without squinting so much. So I'm just going to keep them on because I actually can see. Let's see. This isn't new, but I don't think I had made this sample yet. This is Under the Garden Moon. I really like their patterns. I have a lot of them. She does some wool, and mostly started off wool, but now is doing some cross stitch ones. So this was her original one, and I'm sure I've shown it. This was like Winter Birdie, and it's a little needle book. So this was my little sample called Little Birdie. So it just flips up and has a little piece of wool in there for your needles. So this is the one that she had originally started with. So I had that one. And so then this one is called Little Lamb. I can't remember it's just a scrap piece of fabric. I can't remember what it's called. But I believe they're 32 count. Where are you? I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. I believe it's 32 count that it's stitched on, because that's kind of my go-to. Now you could either do this whole guy in French knots, or you could do them in cross stitch. So even though I really love French knots, I just did them in cross stitch. But yeah, really cute. And then you just sew on a little seed bead border, which just kind of adds to it. I need to find a piece of ribbon to kind of put in there as decoration. But you can see on this one too, it has little red beads kind of all the way around. Just adds a little bit of bling, little bling to it. But yeah, that's really, love these little guys. So I'm sure every market she'll probably have another little animal or something to go along with that. All right, what's next? I believe I had these on my 12 by 12 too. I gotta reach, sorry. Santa's Delivery. So this was a Jingle Ball release, and when I saw it, I thought, oh, I absolutely love it. So I got the black perforated paper, and believe me, I know some of you are going to ask, I have searched everywhere and it's still not available. My one distributor, like I call her every once in a while, and because it comes from China, she said, like, who knows when it's going to come around. So I thought, oh, I'm going to England. I'll just get some there. So ahead of time, I looked to see, no, they're all sold out too. So it's just not around. Now I know you can paint it or dye it, your things that you can do that way. But yeah, I think it's just waiting for the black perforated paper. You think, how hard can it be to make black perforated paper? There's lots of brown, so I don't know what the holdup is. But anyways, perforated paper for me anyway is easy to do in the car, because your needle just kind of slips through. You don't, really have to concentrating that you're not piercing the threads or, trying to find the hole. So this is the first one I made. And so then when I was at market, then I was able to get the stands too from Chantel 141. So she, made the cutouts and stuff for Teresa Kogut. This is a Teresa Kogut pattern. I use the overdyes that she listed, because I think since there's such big chunks of color, you need that variegation. But they are so cute, made up, and then they have like a little stand there. Did I make mine? No, I did glue mine permanently onto here. So this is one of the guys. I'll go in close so you can see. And then this was the second one. So he's got the green coat. He still has the stand, but he has a little green coat. And I love his bag that he's lugging around. And the third one I haven't started. I have all the stuff together, so hopefully I can get a few stitches in and then that'll get me going, because it comes with three stands in a set from Chantel. And I do have, I might have one set left. Otherwise I can order some more. And I'm pretty sure I've got some patterns and stuff left. But yeah, I love that. I know she's come out with a bunny one, I believe, too. Now, there is a lot of stitching in those guys. Like, there's a lot of stitching. But it's fun, it's easy, doesn't take a lot of concentration or anything. So they are fun that way. But yeah, they don't whip up as quick as you think they're going to. Well, because with perforated paper, when you do the sewing method, like I do in hand, you can't do that with the paper, so you're poking and pulling, so that, you know, takes a bit more time too. But love those guys. So I can't wait to yeah, get the other one done and display them. I mean, I can display them this way as well, but yeah, I want to get the 3 done. So that was another finish that I did. I am trying to kind of finish things as I go along. I'm not always great with it. This was another finish. This was new. It had come out as an exclusive, I think, before, or club, and then she put them out at market. Only the Gathering Wildflowers at that point was available. So this was one I worked on the holidays as well. So this is Gathering Wildflowers by Hands On Design. And then because I saw Chantel, and so I got a few of the paddles as well. So this is one of them. And this is the other. And this was the other. So yeah, loved working on these designs. Well, I forgot to say, when I was in Nashville, we were staying in a Airbnb, well, a hotel room basically, or a condo. And I was taking a shower in the morning and threw the towel on the floor and was getting out of the shower. That floor was so slippery with the towel on it. I went flying out of the tub and landed on the porcelain floor or whatever. And so at first I thought, oh, I twisted my back, you know, but it wasn't too bad. And just my toes were all bruised. They were killing me. So I had a hard time walking. I mean, good thing the weather was nice because I could wear sandals, so at least my feet could, you know, like not be confined to a shoe. So I'm struggling along with this foot. Well, then when we got to Florida, my back was killing me. Like, oh man, it kept spasming and I was in so much pain. So here I thought, oh, like I can stitch in that, but I couldn't sit for very long. The pain was so bad. So I just was constantly taking ibuprofen, painkillers, muscle relaxants, and it wasn't till we got home, like, you know, a week and a half later, that finally it kind of settled down and I could breathe again. So that kind of cut into some of the stitching time that I was going to do, because I really couldn't sit that long without being in pain and having to get up and move around. But I do, that's always going to be a memory, because I do remember working on some of these during the pain. But yeah, these were fun. And so I want to get some of the other sets. Now I did permanently glue these on, but just because I use it as a sample in the store. But if I do the other sets, I might do the magnets then for those. But yeah, no, cute, cute, cute. I really love that one. Yeah, so there's the blanks from Chantel 141. So for the 3 blanks, it's $21.50 for the perpetual paddles, it's called. Okay, so that. Then another thing I saw at market was this pattern by Heart and Hand. And what she had done was she had taken these and made them into little pillows. And they were more coarse. And so she had used pearl cotton, because I kind of talked to her for a bit. And she used pearl, number 5 pearl cotton. So you can get Weeks DMC. This is DMC pearl cotton. I just kind of grabbed it. So you can see it's more yarn-like. So it'd be equal to, I don't know if it's equal to 6 strands of floss, but it's a chunkier thread. A lot of the shepherd's bush, they use this for all the stockings. So you need a coarser fabric to do it on. So I stitched it on. Here's one that I did. Stitched it on 28 count Rustico. Where are you? Floral Legend. 28 count Rustico. So I ended up going over 2 square, or 2, yeah, which I normally would have done. Oh yeah, went over 2. So that brought it to 14 count. And then the weeks in the DMC is not, but the weeks is variegated. So it gives you that nice textured look. And then just kind of finished it like she did with some wider rickrack here and some fabric. So I had plans to finish the rest of them, and like me, I could not find my threads anywhere when I got back home. So I thought, oh, must have left it tucked inside the couch or something somewhere. But I did run across them, I believe. Otherwise, I'm just going to grab another skein so I can finish the other 2. The only thing I find is that, I guess because the thread is chunkier and maybe I could have went with a bigger count yet, was that it tends to pucker a little bit. Now I don't stitch in a hooper frame. I don't know if that would help. I think it's just the thickness of the thread just, ends up bunching a little bit because it's so tight. So that even when I, really press it, and I think I probably put interfacing behind, can't see it too much here, a little bit there, you can see where it's just kind of puckers just a wee little bit. So that is one thing to kind of watch out for, if that bothers you. I mean, I still like the look of it and stuff, so it doesn't really bother me. So that was, yeah, another thing that I saw at market, and I immediately went to the Weeks and bought some of their Pro Cotton. I went to Yarn Tree, and she had some of the Rustico heavier linen. So I grabbed, or I think it's even weave, grabbed that. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to work away this on the holidays. And yeah, like I said, I was in too much pain. So I didn't get as much stitching as I would like, but that's okay. What else have I been working on? Getting through here. Just a little wool. We do in the shop a lot of these buttermilk basin wool little ornament things. And so we have a lot for winter and Christmas that we kit up all the time. You can find them on the website. I don't know if I mentioned if anybody's new. Oh yeah, by the way, thank you so much for everyone that tunes in and subscribes and likes the videos. It's real encouragement for me to see that, people are actually interested in what I'm showing. So I have a cross stitch shop called Pastime Pieces. It's a quilt shop, wool applique, and cross stitch shop. Everything is online. I'll post everything below. But yeah, we try to kit up a lot of things. And so we do kit up a lot of these little ornaments. So we have some really cute fall ones. And then this was one of the spring summer ones, this little strawberry. And I just thought it was so cute. So we kitted up with the buttons and everything. And this is what he looks like. And we just kind of hook it onto like a frame, or hook it onto a little candle holder, or just anything that has a little hook. Can hook it on. I know some people have like different trees that they use and decorate throughout the year. But literally, yeah, you can just kind of hang it anywhere, or even tuck it into a dough ball. But yeah, they're super cute and easy to stitch up. They don't take long at all. All right, what else have I got on my table? I think this I just finished. I don't know if anyone follows or watches Nicole Spohr, but I just kind of came across her, I don't know when. And yeah, like just what she finishes and what she does for cross stitch and stuff. It's just like, oh wow, like I really enjoy seeing what she's working on. And she often does sals, and she does tutorials and videos on how to finish things. So she had was starting a sal where you used the hands-on design pillow. So this is Autumn basket. And she made it into a biscornu, and I thought, I love that. There's so, yeah, I just thought just totally different idea of how to finish it. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to work on one of those. So I had done the winter one, and I made them into the cushions. But I thought, oh, this one, yeah, for sure. I'm going to do the fall into a Biscornu. And so she's done, I think, almost all the different seasons and made them into Biscornus, and then shows the different sizes of whether you did it in 32 count or 36 count and things like that. So on holidays, this last holiday from England and Switzerland, I took the materials to stitch the autumn basket because I figured that's an easy enough stitch that I can do. And I did post some pictures on Pastime Stitchers, which is a Facebook group, a private Facebook group that we just show what we're working on. And so I kind of showed some of my progress on the train, plane, automobile, bus, all the different modes of transportation. And whenever I could, where I, literally didn't need to see the beautiful scenery, that I could do some stitching. So this is my Biscornu, and I love it. Yeah, I used the Call for Colors DMC. What did I stitch it on? Flax, I believe, 32 count flax, because I think that was what was called for, if I remember correctly. So yeah. And then Nicole just kind of showed ideas of what section of the chart she used to then do the back piece, because you do two pieces. This is one piece, and then you have to stitch another piece for the back. And then in each corner, took a motif and put it in each of the four corners so that when it's like this, you kind of get to see that motif. So that was her suggestion. So I liked that. So I followed that. And then she also has a video of how to put it together. I did go to Tiny Modernist, and she also has, well, she designs a lot of designs that are so cute. She designed her exclusive for our Advent box a couple of years ago, but she has a video also of putting together the Biscornu. Hers is probably a little clearer to see, and how to put together, and some suggestions. So I would recommend that if you're putting together Biscornu, go to Tiny Modernist's video. There's all kinds of videos and tutorials of how to do it. But I really think that idea of turning that into a Biscornu is clever. Love that. So I don't know if I'll get around to doing any more of the basket ones, because I'll show you in a minute what I'm working on. But yeah, I did like stitching that, and I love the colors. So yeah, that is Autumn Basket Biscornu. So that was something I finished literally this morning. I was going to finish it last night, but the lighting just wasn't that great. And when you're stitching the two pieces together, you just take the stitch of one piece and stitch of the other. And you kind of have to line them up so it works out evenly. So I didn't want to mess it up. So I thought, okay, I'm putting that aside. So next, I forgot to look at the date, but most of you probably know, but there's a worldwide cross stitch day coming up. It's on a Friday. It's in August 9th or the 16th. I'll post it below too. But it's a day for just any cross stitchers to get together and stitch. And so I've opened up the shop for anybody that wants to come and stitch with me. And I had mentioned it in the Pastime Stitchers, and I'm not getting a response. I don't want to stitch by myself. So yeah, just come, just bring something to stitch with. Again, don't feel intimidated. Don't feel like I don't want to show my stitching. I'm not a fast stitcher, but I'm not a particular stitcher. Do I care if my threads are a little bit twisted, like when they're, because I often use 2 strands? I don't care. Do I care that my back is messy? No, I don't care. No one's ever going to see it. So all those things, you don't have to worry about. Just bring your stitching. We're just going to chit chat. I'll have some little giveaways, and it's just to get together and stitch. I know some women have talked about, they would like to have a group that they could stitch together. So this is a chance to connect with some other women who maybe are interested, and we can pick an afternoon or whatever once a month Yeah, and just kind of get a community going in this area. I know that there's several areas that have groups that stitch in Panera bread. We don't have Panera bread, but we do have, I mean, you can stitch in the shop, and if we need more room, there's other places that I can get and that we can stitch in. So yeah, so I hope somebody's going to join me on that date in August. If you just type in Worldwide Cross Stitch Day, it'll come up, and I'm doing it the day that's set aside for that. So that is one other activity coming up. I will be doing the Advent box again. I've got my theme and I'm starting to work on some things. So I'm hoping that I can get some of that together. And well, I have to get it together. If I decide I'm doing it, then yeah. So now that I'm home from vacation and I don't have anything ongoing right now for a while, yeah, I'm going to work on that, and then working on some fun things for the cross stitch retreat and then for Worldwide Cross Stitch Day. So lots of things going on in my head, but I love it. So what have I been working on? These were from the year before last, I think, at Quilt Market, and they were extremely popular. I had bought the charts and had sold out of them, but I, just never got them for myself. And I can't go through my regular distributor. I have to order directly from them. And they're not a set, but they're a set. So this one was by Plum Street, Float Like a Butterfly, and then Sting Like a Bee. And this was by Heartstring Samplery. So both of them I have to order directly from the designer. So I did get some more of the Sting Like the Bee, and I need to order some more of the Float Like a Butterfly. I just absolutely loved these charts when I saw them. So I stitched up Float Like a Butterfly. And her colors are just very different. Like, I would never pick those colors if I was picking a palette, but they're just so gorgeous all together in there. And then this is Sting Like a Bee. Not quite done him yet, but now that I see how close I am, I will probably keep him out tonight and work on him. So this was on 36 flannel flower again, I believe. I don't think I wrote, that's the thing, I tried to keep notes in the little books. I didn't leave one here. But then I think because I'm not 100% sure that's what I'm going with, I don't always write it down, which I should, because I can always change it. Or platinum. Might be platinum. But anyways, then I don't know who it was. Somebody posted that they had put the two together, one on top of the other. And I thought, oh, I would have done that. I'm not creative that way to think it through. So I'm hoping that maybe I can find a frame that kind of will do like that has a hinge in the middle, that, I can put them side by side that way, because they are a nice pair. But I definitely don't have enough fabric to put them together any other way, because I was just going to make them into pillows. But I think I want to, see if I can get some frames and do that. But I love these. And they're actually, it's a nice, easy stitch because there's lots of places to count from. So, and I think I was off a little bit here and there, but it really doesn't matter. Your lettering is about the only thing that you kind of have to make sure is kind of straight, and that's only for framing. Otherwise, if it's a little bit wavy, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that was Float Like a Butterfly and Sting Like a Bee. Then, another Biscornu. So this was one of my 12 by 12. I had seen it. I think I first seen it when Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch on Flosstube showed it. She had worked on it as a Valentine stitch, and it was beautiful. So I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to work on that. So it's on antique white, 36 count, I believe, and 32 count is my sweet spot. But I can do 36 count. This is a little trickier than it looks. I think Yeah, I don't know what it was. I just was off. Now I just need to go back and finish doing this border and then making sure my sides are all equal, because that's one thing with Biscornu. When you do that outline stitching to attach your two pieces together, each side has to be the same number of stitches. So yeah, I'm gonna finish that border, and then I think from there I can kind of, you know, get the other birds in where they're supposed to be. But I don't know, I had a little bit of trouble with this one. Now, part of it could be that I'm not as comfortable working on 36 count as I am on 32 count. So that might be part of the thing. But this is also a heartstring samplery. Obviously, I like their charts. So yeah, I will continue on with that one. The next one I worked on because I wanted this done because I absolutely love this chart and I love the stitch. This is Psalm 91 verse 11. It says, "For he will command his angels to guard you in all your ways." And I was moving along really well for a charcoal fabric, which isn't always easy to stitch on and see. You know, I was moving along really well. And I got to, hopefully it's not going to shine through too much. I got to the writing. Here, I can put this behind it. I got to the writing, and you could probably see that somewhere I'm off because my letters are going up into the row of letters above it. So that means frogging. Like sometimes you can get away with kind of making it work, but letters don't work that way. And so I have no choice but to take that out. And I think where my mistake is the row above it. I'm not sure whether I'm going to take out that whole row above it. I may just lower the next row and kind of make it equal to that row, because I can't say that the row above it really looks like it's that off. But I know sometimes it just bugs me to death. And so it's like, okay, just take the crazy thing out instead of looking at it all the time. So that's probably what I'll end up doing, is just take it out and do it again. Because after that, I don't think I have too much more. No, I think I just gotta finish a few stars here and there. There are some black on black stars up in here, and then a few stars and finish a bit of her wing. But I just love her dress. Like her gown is just that, you know, that stitch inside a stitch. I just think that is beautiful. So I really love this chart. This is a Teresa Kogut chart. And I think I said it was on 32 count charcoal. Oh, that's on this page. So charcoal 32 count and DMC threads. It doesn't have variegated threads. DMC works just fine. So I've got a bit more to go on that. So it's kind of like, you know, in the timeout thing, I got to pull it back out and once I start working on it, I'm totally fine. Like I'll keep going. But I was really frustrated because it is hard to see on gray and black, at least for me as well. And then next I'll show you what I plan to work on. Not that I need any more starts, but hey, it's just too fun. And there's just so many. When I was pulling some of the things for this, and of course I go through and see all my charts that I have in the shop, and there's just so many I want to do. But yeah, it's limited on time. I have to devote my time between quilting and wool applique and cross stitch, and I could just stitch all day, but nothing else gets done then. I got the new Plum Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I am carrying it now, so I get 6 copies. It comes 4 times a year, so if you're interested, just let me know. I know this one is more patriotic, but it does have some other nice, it's not all patriotic, it has some other nice designs in it, and some that you could easily switch out. And I mean, yeah, like a lot of these designs are not patriotic. Their magazines are so cool. I am going to be doing some needle punch as well. It's like, yeah, I don't need another craft, but I love needle punch as well. And there were some customers that were interested in learning how to punch needle. So I'm hoping to, yeah, get a class ready for that. Probably not going to do any classes until September. It's just everybody's busy with this and that, and you don't always know what your schedule is. But yeah, it has some cute, because this is like just summer fragment sampler. You know, it's not really US or Canada, it's just pretty. That is by, oh, Teresa Kogut of Shakespeare's Peddler. She's got some cute stuff. And then, yeah, it has some punch needle designs and stuff in there. But if you're interested in the magazine, let me know. And if you're interested in doing a subscription, like, you know, that you just automatically get the next magazine. I think here, like when I talked to the lady, I said, yeah, like some of the, I think the Superstore used to carry them, but they don't anymore. There's a lot of magazines they don't really carry anymore. And when I talked to, oh, what's it called? It's a really funny name, the company that distributes the punch needle. She said, oh, they're never carried in grocery stores. And I thought, well, in Canada, I'm pretty sure they were, because I picked them up here and there. But in the US, you have to go through a cross-stitch shop or whatever in order to get them. But here, yeah, they aren't available in the stores anymore. So, oh, this was a bag I had made because I had gotten a bolt of this fabric, or a few of the different ones, this Kathy Holden's fabric, where she does the collage kind of look. So if you're interested in some of that fabric to make a bag, just let me know. I think I used the rest of the collage because the collage was pink, green, orange. Yeah, pink, green, orange, and yellow. There's the yellowish. So I just picked my favorite colors for the front and then used the rest for the inside. And then this is a coordinating fabric that came with it, which is all thread spool tops. So yeah, so that was cute. Oh, this is a little bling thing that Linda, a friend, had made for me. And I just thought, oh, it fits perfect on this little bag, because the colors are exactly right. Okay, what am I going to work on? Jeanette Douglas, she has these, this is just my copy, these little boxes that have the little pillows in it, and I just think they're so cute. And I'm going to see, just because they're very difficult to get, and they probably are almost impossible to, or just the shipping and stuff would be crazy, because Jeanette has like a little, almost like a little jewelry box thing, and these little trays slide into there. So I did buy some of the trays, so because you can easily display it just like this. But she's got several of these, and so each tray carried a different one of these sets, and they slid into this little jewelry box thing, and it was super cute. I loved it. So I right away tried to see if I could get one, and they weren't available. I imagine they make a few and sell them. So I'm going to see if I can get something made similar to it. Otherwise, yeah, Jeanette does sell these. They are $52 for the tray, so I imagine I can probably get them. I mean, they're very nicely done because they're all dovetailed, but for a box like this, it probably doesn't need to be. But yeah, so I want to stitch these little ones, and they're just so cute. I do have thread, some of the silk thread packs that she kits up as well for these, so I think I'm just going to do mine with DMC or overdyed. But if you're interested in the thread pack, let me know, because I think I have 2 of them. So that's one project I want to work on, and I believe this is a fabric that Shelby dyed, that I think is really going to work. So Shelby tried dyeing a couple different fabrics because they needed something that was kind of modeled with that kind of peachy sand. So she dyed that, which I think she did a fantastic job. That's really nice modeling on there. So that is something that I want to work on. And then the other one that I can't wait to start was this one here. This is Artful Offerings. What's it called? Flower Garden Sampler. And I don't know, I'm a teal person. This is tealy blue, and so I don't know if that's what draws to me, but I love it. And so I want to start working on this. It calls for milk and honey 36 count, which to me it doesn't matter if it's 32 count. So Moonstone, this is Fiber on a Whim. Moonstone, which I think will look really nice. Or I do have Milk and Honey in 32 count, which is more orangey kind of, and I'm not a huge fan of the orangier colors, mostly because those are kind of blue and green. So yeah, I have to see. Now they say these are 32 count, but they look 36 count. They look pretty tight. And that happened with another piece as well. Like when Shelby and I looked at it and when we stitched, we thought there's no way that's 32 count. So it could be that some of them just weren't tagged properly, especially when you're getting ready for a big show in Nashville. I'm sure that, you know, things get a little crazy. Because yeah, I think I might try just doing one strand, and it looks like one strand will easily cover this. So I have a feeling that maybe, and their process is maybe different, that it shrinks if they boil their fabrics when they're dyeing. So then that shrinks up the thread count. So I'm going to try different things. I like the coverage of 2 strands, but it is nice to work with 1 strand too once in a while. So those are some. I have several more that I absolutely want to work on. I've got a few more finishes that I need to work on. There's some more that I started for the 12 by 12 that I really, they're all winter designs, so I would love to work on some of those because I picked them out for a reason. So get back to those. So yeah, never a dull moment. There's always so much to work on and play around with. So yeah, when Shelby comes back the next time, because I thought, oh, I'll go through and see who the winner was of the last one, but kind of forgot to do that. We'll probably get together hopefully in a couple weeks, and Shelby can show us what she's working on, but we'll also pick the winner and do another draw, and let you know maybe a few more details of the Advent box, where we sit as far as the the cross stitch retreat goes, and yeah, just kind of all the things. So yeah, I'm glad that you could join me today. I so appreciate you spending the time with me, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.